How's it going, folks? So today I'm doing a deep dive. This is the last of the deep dives that I've kind of had squirreled away, so I'll have a clean slate to discover other deep dives, after this one here, but I've actually been sitting on this one for a few months, so sometimes the deep dives take me a while to get to. But anywho, the name of this band is Heavenqueen, and the name of this song is quite different. It's actually called Heavenqueen, so who knew? Anywho, from what I can gather, this is their debut single, and y'all know I love to check out a band, be there from the ground floor, see their debut song, their first statement to the world, showcasing the band and what they're all about. So without further ado, check your oxygen tanks, get your scuba gear and all that good stuff. Make sure you got the buddy system ready, because the boat's out, in open waters, and we're diving on in. Let's see what we find, shall we? Rangers, go. Yes, Queen. Sorry, I couldn't resist. When else would I have the opportunity to do that? But I'm not gonna lie to you, folks. There's some things about this song that I really enjoyed, and then there are some things about it that I didn't so much. First and foremost, I really kind of like the vibe of the song. It's dark. It's quite methodical in its approach and the way it's going, and just the whole lyrical vibe and the lyrics, and it just was kind of cool, and the music suited that to a degree. It really suited that style and kind of a little bit of a groove to it, and all that, and it just fit, especially with the whole like bow to your queen, bow to me, and all this good stuff. And so yeah, I mean, lyrically, thematically, and vibe wise, I really thought it was cool. It had a neat feeling about it. It almost seems like the sort of song that could be in a production or a play or a musical or something, when the maybe the villain or the dark queen, or somebody kind of gets their song to kind of highlight, their whole vibe and their dominion in their world and all that kind of stuff, and assert themselves. So yeah, it just had that neat sort of quality to it. It's kind of like it's quite gothic, so it's definitely like a gothic symphonic metal song, but there is like hints of doom, I would say, in there as well, partially because of that very kind of methodical, deliberate approach to it. It just had this like a rhythm of not quite sludgy, but it just had a very dark, kind of heavy, oppressive feeling about it. So I got a little bit of some doom metal vibes from that as well. I like the vocalist. She has a really cool voice, somewhat powerful, like especially when she's saying "bow to me" and all that stuff. I would have liked maybe a little bit more of a theatrical flair thrown in, just because the song, I feel like it's just begging for a little bit more pizzazz. And I get it's supposed to be somewhat oppressive and dark, and not necessarily like really extravagant or anything like that, but I still feel like the song, it would have given it a little bit more of a personality if the vocals just had a little bit more of a theatrical flair to them, as opposed to being quite as methodical as the song itself. Just play with the voice and some of the delivery of some of the lines just a little bit more. I would say, I think that would do good. But even as it stands, I liked her voice, and even the way she presented it in the song. But now I was kind of on board right off the rip. It was really cool. I love the guitar riffs in this song, the heavy riffs. They just feel really heavy, and again, I keep using the word oppressive, but this song just kind of really had that feeling, and a lot of that was because of the guitar work, just very heavy and chunky, and just sounded really good. And the solo was really good. I just really enjoyed the guitars, period. And there were some symphonic elements, I think it's mostly done via keyboard and what have you. And it added a nice little flavor to it, the little melodies that it would do throughout. It just, like I said, it just added a little flavor to those sections. And, I think there could have been a little bit more, especially in the chorus, when it gets kind of real serious, and it's singing bow to me, I'm your heaven queen. I feel like that part of the song should just really kind of have some oomph behind it, like really just kind of a little bit of bombast, not too much, because again, you don't want to stray too far from kind of the structure of the song, but just a little bit, just to make it feel a little bit grand in that section, as if she's standing over you, and commanding you to bow down, and it just, maybe some brass instruments, or just something, in the background, really sending that message home. It just would have been quite epic, I think, and maybe even some choirs in the background, as if like all her minions are chanting along, with her. And one thing I did like was the harsh vocals. What was really cool, especially as she's singing the one section and the harsh vocals are saying like bow to your queen. That was kind of cool. It gave off a bit of that vibe, but maybe a little bit more of a choir kind of feel and a little bit more bombast, particularly in the chorus while she's saying, bow to me, I'm your heaven queen, all that. Just, oh man, just really make that pop and just feel gloriously, symphonically dark. I think that would have been super, super sick. But yeah, I love the verses. I love the verses. I like everything about the verses, the rhythm, the guitars, the vocal melody, all of that. The one thing that I feel like this song could have done without, this is my personal take on it, that pre-chorus. Because I feel like it's a little too jarring. Even though the song's somewhat slow and methodical, dropping it down even more for that pre-chorus, really kind of slowing it down even more, it just kind of takes a little bit of the energy out of the song, and then it kind of ramps back up a little bit into that chorus. I feel like if they just would have chopped out that pre-chorus and done, like the whole section where she's saying she's like the ruler over all the I forget the lyrics now, but something to that effect. And if they just either sped that up a little bit, had it build a little bit more into the chorus, like have it really kind of bridge the gap between the verse and the chorus, a little bit more like slanted up, like keep the momentum and just build it up slightly. So that way when the chorus hits and the chorus is like up here, you have that nice seamless connection. Because as it is, I feel like you have the verses and then boom, it really, really drops and slows down and kind of takes the energy out of the song. And then it comes back, like up here. And I like the chorus and the music and the vocals and all that, but I just think a cleaner connection between the verses and the chorus through that pre-chorus, personally, I think would have been really great. Or just kind of remove that and go. I think the verses almost could just go straight into that chorus, and like I said, just pizzazz that chorus up, just a little bit more with maybe some more symphonic elements in the background or like a choir, and just make it feel epic. Like the song is so cool and somewhat authoritative, about talk about like how powerful like she is, and she's over the demons in heaven and the angels in hell, and so the Valkyrie collects the souls and the ferryman collects the coins, like all just really, really great imagery and really, really cool stuff. So the fact that she's kind of this powerful figure, that chorus, man, it really, really needs to really hammer that home and really have you visualize this character, this person just standing up like on this high place and just commanding like everyone to just like bow. And I don't know, it just, maybe I'm going too much into this, but I mean, which actually speaks to how much I enjoyed the song, because I'm just visualizing all these things from the song itself. So hey, that speaks enough in itself. But yeah, just really, really blow that chorus, wide open, and just let it just be really heavy, bombastic, and as commanding as the lyrics. Do something with that pre-chorus there, because as it is, I feel like it saps some of the energy out of the momentum of the song. I dug the guitar solo and the drums, and the bass was really heavy. So when they swapped there at the end and the harsh vocals was kind of took over some of the verses and she was saying bow to your queen, I'm a little iffy on that. Yeah, I'm on the fence about that, so I won't talk about that too much. you know, I like the idea of it, but the execution, it felt like it just didn't quite have the impact. Maybe the growls need to be a little bit louder. They're very guttural and very low, kind of. That it just, again, just a little bit more energy behind those harsh vocals, and maybe have multiple, layers, tracks. I'm not saying you need to get a whole bunch of people in there growling, just have the person that was doing the growls do a few different types of growls in that section, so it feels more like there's these entities as opposed to just someone sitting there growling into the microphone. I don't know, what can I say? I just really like this vibe of this song, and just I might be getting too caught up in the weeds of it all, but I just could visualize all these things, and just go all in. Go all in if you're gonna do something like this. To me, it's like go all in, really, really embody what the lyrics and the theme and all that is, and just bring it home, like bring it all home, like sell it, from every aspect. So something like that. But yeah, I mean, as it stands, cool band, cool band. As I said, I had some issues with the song, some things I personally would have maybe tweaked a little bit, for what it's worth, purely my personal opinion. But then there's some things about it that I really loved. And so at the end of the day, I really respect it. I enjoyed it quite a bit if I'm sitting here like thinking about all these things, and really getting engrossed in, the theme and the lyrics and the vibe of the song. So that tells you how much I really kind of uh, latched onto it. But yeah, very interesting, very, very interesting. Definitely a band I'm going to keep an eye on. I'm really, really curious because, I like their style, and it's their debut single, folks, their debut single, and they're starting off on a pretty cool foot, in my opinion, kind of carving out their own sort of sound and feeling, and not going so much of like the traditional kind of symphonic metal route, even a traditional kind of gothic symphonic metal route. They kind of are doing their own thing there. So I really am looking forward to seeing what they continue to do. Maybe since this song released, they've released another. I'm not sure. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. What do y'all think of this song here? What are your thoughts on it? Are you curious about what the band continues to do in the future? You can start following them, all that good stuff. Let me know. Let's talk about it. And I'll let you all get on with the rest of your day. I've taken up a lot of your time as it is. Whoo, lordy, yeah, this is one of the longer reaction videos I've done in quite some time. So I apologize for that, but hope you enjoyed it. Let's talk about it in the comments down below, and I'll catch you all next time. Ranger.